So with the beard too. So don't want to upset Bigfoot Prepper there. Got to have the beard out here for him. So how's everybody doing for a Saturday night? Hopefully you got a little bit of warm weather. Seeing Texas looks like it's recovered. So, seeing short sleeves out there. So we'll see if you guys get all on the screen and we'll see some 5x5s. And here we go. Here we go. I see a screen. All right. And Jacob there with the 5x5. And I see my mods are in here. Patriot Sandwich Maker, Jacob. I know I saw Indiana Prepper 2 in there. So good. Mods are in here to keep the riffraff out, which we've had quite a bit of riffraff in the comments section this week. So that's a good thing. If we're pissing people off, then we're doing something right. At least somebody's coming to look at us and see what's going on. So, hopefully we are enlightening a few people. I personally don't understand why the subscriber count's going up like crazy, but I kind of joked a couple of weeks ago when we did the contest. I said, when we hit 25,000, we're going to do the next one. At the rate we're going right now, I mean, that could be next month. So who knows? But I'm just glad the word's getting out, and maybe we have some people that are finally realizing, hey, you know what? We're not a whole bunch of tinfoil hat wearing wackos. We actually wear fedoras. So I can kind of go from there. All right. So, believe it or not, guys, no housekeeping this week. So I'm going to say hello, and we're going to get right into everything. So, gang's all here. I mean, geez, we got 162, 173 people in here already. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. Oh, Jeep's in here too. So another one of my moderators. So good. We got you guys all set to tear it up tonight and go good. I'd say hello to everybody, but then I get behind in questions. So hello, everybody. I'm glad you're here for Saturday night. Grab a glass of vino, sit down for an hour, and throw some questions at me. So let's see what's going on. All right. So as I always ask you guys, if you have questions, nothing's off limits as long as it's clean. And please put all the questions here in caps so I can read them. I scroll through them, and that's just easier for me to find them. I think you guys all know this. You've watched enough live streams with me and with everybody else. We kind of all do the same thing. So, with that being said, I'm going to try to go through as many as I can. And lately, the last few weeks, I haven't got to all of them, so I apologize. So, if I haven't got to a question, please ask it again. But understand, I'm usually, by the time we get going here, 10, 15 minutes behind, because unless I'm just giving you guys 2-second answers, putting no thought into it, that I think that's useful. So I'd rather give you guys thoughtful answers. So that being said, let's see if I can find what's first. Looking for caps. And I see all the hellos and everybody chatting in between yourselves. So good. I'm glad you're all doing that. Watch, I'll get all the way to the bottom. There won't be any questions. I know that. HJS video. Have I seen the video of the woman arrested in Galveston? Or at the, yeah, for not having a mask on and getting tackled by the cops. That cop's going to be doing desk duty for a while. Okay. Simply put, Governor Abbott took out the mask mandate. That's it. Okay. And now she's not wearing a mask. Now, the only catch is, and I don't have all the details, and typical of the way media spins stuff, we don't get all the details. If she was in a business that requires a mask, because the businesses can still do that, all right, and then she refuses at that point, then technically she's trespassing, okay? So as long as she wasn't breaking any laws in that respect, the cop is totally wrong. But the cop tackling her is totally wrong no matter what. Come on, it's a little old lady. You don't jump on her and pin her to the ground. Not wearing a mask does not mean you need to use bodily force to take down grandma. Duh. Okay. Bruce here, a good reminder for everybody, clock spring ahead tonight. So when y'all wake up tomorrow morning, it's an hour later, which means expect my video up an hour later unless I can't sleep tonight, and then it'll be up normal time. So I should be up by 8 o'clock. I've already got it done, so it's ready to go. Wilderness woman, subscriber count going up like the price of copper and gas. Yeah, so copper broke $4. It's funny, Mrs. P and I went to go get more compost yesterday for my garden. I was telling you guys about that in the video in the morning, and gas was 2.59 a gallon when I drove through town. Last night we had to go pick up some prescriptions for the dog, going through the same town, same gas station, 2.69 a gallon. So gas went up here a dime during the day yesterday. So yeah, we're all seeing this everywhere as just insanity. And all I say, like you see me in the comments sometimes, thanks, Joe. You know, ugh. Let's see. Be charming. Love the pea planting. Fast for fast and for old people. Guilty. Okay, yeah. And a few of you guys asked. You can do that with any vegetable, almost any vegetables. Okay, if you want to do it with your beans, you want to do it with your tomato. I wouldn't do it with tomatoes because you don't plant them that close. But beans would work. Maybe cucumbers. You're not going to plant them in 1 inch squares like I showed you with the peas. The one vegetable don't do it with is your root vegetables. Don't do it with onions, carrots, radishes, turnips, anything like that. Don't do it with that because those need to be just going in the regular soil they're in. But if you, like I said, you want to do it beans or cukes or squash or something like that, same spacing that you're going to use and put them in, then you can just slide them right out. Like I said, when I did the pea video, a lot easier because I can sit at a table and be sitting and doing it, at table height rather than bending over and busting my back all day. So just a good trick that's an ancient trick that I know. It's like I said in the video, not an original by any means. I just think it's a brilliant hack. It's probably one of the best gardening hacks I've ever seen. So I thought I'd share that with you guys. And there we go. The first time we scrolled to the bottom. Okay, so now I got to find out where I was again. Let's see. Alicia Robinson, good question. Hey, Silver. Hey, Pinball. Still a good time to get silver. Actually, I talk about why you still need to be doing it tomorrow. Now, and I'll just give you a preview. I had told you guys a few weeks ago with the whole Reddit Raiders. Don't be buying at 30. It'll go back down to 25. It got down to 25.15. Bounced from there. Went up to closed over the weekend at 26 and a penny. Yeah, I'd still be buying here. I'm hearing some of the analysts saying we can get to $50 this year on silver. I don't see that. Mid 30s, high 30s, I could see that depending on what happens in the economy. But I'll make the case for you guys in the morning why you want it for short term, intermediate term, long term. And as I've said many times with silver, dollar cost average, figure out what you can afford. All right. And again, I say over and over and over again, when you're buying silver, it's once you've got your preps taken care of, you've got a year's worth of food, you've got your security taken care of, you're ahead of the game on paying off your bills, you're probably close to paying off your bills. Okay. Then figure out what's in your budget. Okay. A 1 ounce silver round right now will cost you somewhere between 30 and $35, depending on the premium you're getting, the coin you're buying. Okay. I got some a week or so ago on JM Bullion at just over $30 a coin. They're not here yet, but I've already got the order in. But yeah, okay, if you can afford $30 out of a paycheck, buy a coin every paycheck. The intent of buying silver is not to get rich; it's not to get poor. All right, that's kind of the whole point of it. So, but yeah, I'd still be buying here. $26 is not out of range. Just be careful with what you're paying on in the premiums on it, and shop around a little bit. If you can find, depending on what your local coin shop is hitting you for a premium, compare it to what you can find online. I know a bunch of you guys have mentioned different places you use. Alaska Prepper's got an online he uses. Somebody mentioned JM Bullion to me. I went and looked them up, found they had good prices, plus I got a veteran's discount. So, I'm going to take advantage of that. I think I earned it. And, go from there. So, look around. I mean, even if you go into the coin shop, go, well, I can get the same coin here for this price and maybe they'll match it for you. So, give it a shot. Then there's always junk silver that you can buy too. If you don't want to spend $30 out there, you can go buy, say, $1 worth of junk silver, 90% silver, old quarters, half dollars, that sort of stuff. I'm not sure exactly what the price is, but I think that's probably maybe about $22 or whatever per dollar to buy right now. So lots of different ways you can buy silver, but I still think it's the buy. Gold in the 1600s was okay. It's back over 1700, maybe a little pricey at this point, and it's a lot easier to stack silver coins than it is these little slivers of gold. So you all know my thoughts on gold anyway. Chief Jim, it's the hat that's drawing him in. Yeah, that's it. uh, the Rooster, thank you. I appreciate the compliment. Subscriber counts because you're an honest guy and you practice what you preach. Yes, I do. Okay. The no bullshit express right here. So, Coral Tigger, everybody's here from Papa Prepper. I mean, Papa Prepper's got some good stuff. And happy birthday to Papa Prepper's mama. It's her 60th birthday. So, Mrs. Papa Prepper, happy birthday. From the guy with a hat. Matthew Trucking, everyone's lined up at the bank. Stimulus money arriving now. I haven't heard from anybody who's got it yet. I did see that the first checks were going to pop in potentially over the weekend. Direct deposit people were going to get them first. So nothing popped up in my bank account. So whether or not they've already started, I don't know. Haven't heard anybody that's got them. So we'll see what happens. But I'll just say the same thing again. Use the money wisely, guys. Use it against them, because this is the bribe to pay you off. That's literally what it is. So, you use the money wisely. Get your prep set up. It's like I said, get your food set up, get your security set up, get your bills paid off, get your precious metals. All right. I seriously doubt there's anybody here on this channel or any prepper channel that's going out and buying a new big screen TV and some low pro tires for their car. But all right, there's going to be enough fools out there that are going to do that anyway. So I guess the TV salespeople and the guys putting tires on need jobs too. Prepper 007, it's taco night here. We're stuffed peppers night here, so we're good there. Karma Ghost, what's the best fire starter I've used? Bic lighter. No, seriously. About the best one I've ever used is the cotton balls and Vaseline. That's so freaking easy. And those things will burn for a few minutes. TJ Preps did a great video, maybe a couple of months back, where she was stuffing them in a toilet paper roll, which I've seen people do that, which that works great. But she had a real ingenious idea, was to wrap it in wax paper. And I'd never seen that. But she showed it going. That thing had to burn for 15 minutes. So I've never tried that, but that looked like a brilliant idea. But yeah, it's basically just a take on the same thing, the cotton balls and Vaseline. Linda S., I'm drinking pinball wine for the first time. Well, my dear, cheers, and I hope you like it. So, because God knows I do. I get one glass a week, and it's with you guys. So, that's about it. Treasures in Kentucky. How do I harden off my plants you grow under your lights? Well, it's still a little early for that in most places, okay, and mine aren't big enough to do it yet. But what I'll do is about a week before they're supposed to go in the ground, the first day I'll put them outside for maybe an hour and bring them back in. The second day, maybe a couple, 2-3 hours and bring them back in. Get them used to the sunlight, get them used to a breeze, a little different temperature or whatever it would be. And just keep them out there for a couple of hours a day and just kind of extend it, 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour, and then by the end of the week, because you brought them in at night, so they're not getting those chills or whatever. But by the end of the week, then they should be pretty used to being outside and you're good to go. But that's always what I've done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then they go on the ground. Coral Tigger, okay, then I don't know what you're saying there. We know one mod there who won't step in the door here. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Pat, do I use diatomaceous earth on ants? I don't have that much of an ant problem here. In the 2 years we've been here, I've found one ant hill, and the best thing that I've found that you can use for ants, and somebody asked this today, is put some boiling water over it with a little bit of sugar in there and maybe some dish soap or whatever. That'll get rid of it. I mean, I just did that one time with the one anthill I had. I know obviously there's a bunch of different kinds of ants, red ants and fire ants and army ants and everything like that. I'm not a pest control guy, but I just know, the boiling water trick is pretty effective. Whether it's 100% effective, I couldn't tell you. I'm not an ant. Bruce R., how's Mrs. Pinball? She's doing good. She's over either watching videos or reading the news or doing something over there on the couch. CKOC, how many people in chat have already received their third stimulus check? Yeah, it'd be interesting to see. The traveling NP Mark Hill, under over guess SHTF 2 years under. Yeah, definitely an under for me. Teresa, you found a site about natural morphine, a plant from a tree or wild lettuce. Okay, I have no idea. That one's way past me, and I got to figure if it's something like that, surprised the addicts out on the street haven't figured it out by now. Matthew Trucking says he got his direct deposit. Okay. Kelly 61 Ram, what are you going to do when they come to your door for your gun? Okay, I'm guessing that you're pretty new here for a couple of reasons. One, I don't recognize your name, and two, I've mentioned this a few times. Logistically, it ain't happening. Okay, and I'll give you the reason why real quick. If you add every single service member in the country, okay, and this includes cooks and clerks and admins and everything, okay, and every single law enforcement person in the country, you have about 1.9 million people that they could deputize to do this. There's 335 million people in the United States. Each one of those people, each law enforcement and each person from the military, if every one of them agreed to do it, would have to go to nearly 3,000 doors by themselves to collect weapons. That's why I say it's not logistically possible, okay? And that's not saying how many sheriffs, how many cops, how many military members are going to go, hell no, I'm not doing that, okay? So if every one of them did it, they'd have to go to nearly 3,000 doors. If they were able to make 10 a day, each person, start doing the math on this. It's not going to work, okay? So I don't worry about it happening because they're not coming. I've said many times, the only way that they are going to do anything is kind of what they're already trying to do, is they're going to stop ammo sales, and that's what we've seen. So, Dave Jacobs, what do you fertilize your new growth plants with? Do you use a liquid for it? Depends on which plant. And I've mentioned to you guys a few times, if anybody wants to get a copy of my seed list, how to start them, when to start them, how to fertilize them, et cetera, shoot me an email. I'm happy to do it. Different plants need different things. I mean, some plants need high nitrogen, your lettuces, your spinaches, that sort of stuff. The peas, like I put in the other day, those are, a lot of blood meal. Then you've got other plants, they're going to need more bone meal because they need more, more of the calciums. Then you get stuff that need, the phosphorus. I mean, your NPK is going to be different for every plant. So if you want to know what I use, and it's all granular, I take it back. I do use one liquid on my tomatoes. But everything is slow release fertilizer I use, except for the Dr. Earths that I use on the tomatoes. But if you're interested in the fertilizers I use, I'm more than happy to send you that spreadsheet. And then, of course, y'all know I'm a good believer in composts and compost teas and everything like that for fertilizing as well. So, but yeah, Dove, if you want to send me an email, I'll be more than happy to send it to you. I've sent it to probably a couple of hundred people already. Uh, Wilderness Woman, how is the country supposed to go 100% green without mining for copper and oil, electrical conductors, and plastic? Again, and you're 100% right there. Like I said, tip of the nose stuff. They don't think, okay? We still need, and I touch on this in the morning with the next video. You still need copper and oil and silver and gold. I mean, there's a lot of minerals that we get out of the earth that you need to drill for, blow for, whatever it's going to be. All right. And, I remember going to, when I was living in Salt Lake City and going to Kennecott, which is this huge mine out there, and you can't get close to it. All right. So you're standing a couple of miles away on the edge of the cliff, and you're looking at these trucks, and you're so far away, they look like little Tonka trucks. Those things are monstrous, okay? With the tires on it that are a story high. All right, you're not going to get a electric vehicle that's going to handle that, okay? So we're never going to go completely green. It's not possible because, and I'll give you the example in just what I said there. Solar panels require silver. Silver has to come out of the ground. You are not going to mine for silver with solar power. Okay, it's just not going to happen. You need something more powerful. So they don't think past the tip of their nose. It's like, oh, it sounds great, and unfortunately there's enough sheep out there that will believe them, go, yeah, we can do everything green. It's the running joke is, you talk to these guys with their electric cars. It's like, oh, yeah, and this is so great. We plug in our electric car and there's no emissions. And the first question everybody asks them, so where's the electricity come from? Coal, nuclear, you know, they don't think it's it actually it's just stupid. Okay, I could go on for hours talking about the idiocy of this, but yeah, okay. uh T-shirt man, what do I think of solar power? It's got its place. Solar power works great on a small scale. Okay. If I want to run, I mean, I want to do some solar in my house here to get a little bit, more self sustaining. Okay. But to run everything in my house, and I've talked to you guys about this before, because the house, I mean, I didn't build the house, I bought the house the way it is. But, heat pumps that are electric water heater, everything of the sort. The only thing that's gas in my house running on propane is my stove and oven. Everything else is electric. Okay. So I talked to a couple of places about what it would take to put in a whole house solar system. 80 grand. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm not paying half the cost of my house to get a solar system put in. All right. So I'll use, when we do solar, I'm going to get it to run. I'm going to kind of go dual. I'm not going to run the furnace. I'm not going to run the water heater or anything like that. But I'll hook it up so I can run my lights, run maybe my refrigerator and stuff like that. Stuff that I'd run on a regular generator, and then I'll have a generator that I can use for the heat, the water, and that sort of stuff if I need be. Okay. And then of course I think I told you about getting the propane heater so I can hook that up so I can have heat. If it's 100 degrees in the summer, it's 100 degrees in the summer, and if I can't do anything about it, I can't do anything about it. Heat's a little more important. We can all sweat, but we can't freeze. So yeah, I mean, solar works on a individual level. I mean, maybe even on, but it does not work for large scale. I mean, look at Germany with this whole snowstorm we had a couple of weeks ago. I mean, they didn't have power all over the place because their solar farms were all covered in snow. Texas was on wind power. Okay, that's great, but all the turbines froze. Okay, that's the problem. All right, that doesn't work. Now, granted, I will say, parts and coal plants break. We do have, there's been nuclear accidents. I don't have to tell anybody about that. Nothing's perfect in life, guys. Everything. Should we use solar power? Should we use wind power? Yes, in conjunction with everything else. But you're an idiot if you believe we're going to get rid of fossil fuels and just flip over to wind or flip over to solar. That doesn't make any difference or make any sense. Okay. Okay, so you guys are talking about this woman in Texas, and I hear more of the story. She was in a bank, asked to put a mask on. She refused and asked to leave multiple times. Okay, so the lady was in the wrong. So she should have been escorted out. She should not have been tackled. That's excessive use of force, in my belief. Okay. Then again, I'm not a lawyer. Don't play one on TV. Don't pretend to be one. Nothing. Uh, okay, you guys are talking about something about mods somewhere. All right. Uh, do. Okay, it just scrolled on me. Sorry, I gotta go back up here. Okay, that's where I was. Indiana Prepper, what's good? OKOC, quit or you're gone. All right. Yeah, guys, just all right. I guess there's something going on. Chill. All right, please. Uh, okay. I see it's a milkweed. I don't know what the whole conversation is. I don't have. I'm sorry. I'm not following up with the whole thing here. So, trying to go through the questions. Carmen Gizzi, we just got severe weather threat. Gotta go. Back later. All right. Yeah. Go take care of yourself. This is about the least important place you can be. Uh, let's see. Oh, Lake Fairy's in the house. Uh, yeah. Well, I was watching your video today, so I'm guessing that's what you were talking about there. Uh, Rooster says something we found for ant control. We grow fresh mint. It spreads a lot, so keep it trimmed. Use your trimmings over the hole or anywhere in your home ants move in. Okay, nice tip. I didn't know mint was good for that. Uh, hey, that's what we're here for, to share information. Okay, apparently we've got some riffraff going on here. Uh, Ben Affleck, just say no to whatever the government says. Complaining won't do anything. Okay, I don't know what you're directing that at. Yeah, you're right. Complaining. I won't say doesn't do anything. If enough people get their voice heard, sometimes you can make a change. It just seems like a lot of it's falling on deaf ears the last 12 months or so. Mary O'Neill Winston, how long will unplanted seeds last? Probably a few years. As long as you keep them in a dark, dry place. I mean, I know some people say freeze them. You don't want light to get to them, so put them in a paper envelope, and you should be fine. I just keep mine in a drawer, and they do fine. Somebody said a week or so ago they planted seeds that they'd had for I think 11 years or whatever, and they grew. You're going to lose germination over time. All right, maybe you get 90% germination the second year and 80% the third and everything like that. That's fine. That's why you plant extras. But my theory always has been this. I don't care if you find seeds that are 20 years old, plant them. If they come up, great. If they don't, big deal. It was some seeds, you're out. You know, keep them and plant them. The worst that can happen is they don't grow. It's not like you're losing a gold bar or something over it. I mean, it's a seed. Uh, keep them and try them. Uh, Jim S. Not sure if I watched the Appalachian video you shared, but I hope you enjoyed. I've got through some video, or I'm sorry, some emails that I was able to read today. I've had a extremely busy day. You guys don't even want to know what I was doing. So I haven't gone to take a look at any of the links or even any of the articles that people have sent me. I saw that there's emails in there. There's probably a couple of dozen emails I've got to go through. I'll probably look at them in the morning because, as you all know, pretty much after this, I hang out for a little bit and I'm in bed. Uh, okay. Foggy Mountain Man, our furniture factories here in Northwest North Carolina are down to 2 or 3 days a week because they can't get the chemicals to make foam out of Texas. Just another dent in the pockets of people. Right. Because again, you're talking a petroleum product. I mean, we've heard somebody sent me the emails of plastics. We've heard all the stories on rosins. The foam is, again, it's another petroleum product. On top of that, they probably can't get the wood to make the frames for the furniture. So, yeah, I mean, this is the Biden economy. Let's collapse everything. And again, like I said, tip and nose stuff. They don't think that one leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. It's like, oh, there's not enough wheat. Well, that'll only affect the farmers. No, that affects the bread companies, and that affects the bakeries, which then affects the restaurants, which then affects the grocery stores. Liberals can't think like that. Okay, they do not have the mental capacity to think of the consequence of their action. Okay, that's just a defect that they have. Uh, Wilderness woman, can I tell the Biden administration that, please? I'd love to. I don't think they're going to listen to me. Okay, that Washington. They don't want to hear the truth. I mean, they wouldn't know the truth if it bit them in the ass. Uh, Tennessee Tactical, best way to start your taters. I'm going to go over planting them in a couple of weeks. They should be planted here right around the 1st of April, so that's when I'll do it, and I will definitely make a video on planting potatoes. But pretty simple stuff. The big key on planting tomatoes, your soil's got to be right. So I will go over that with you guys probably sometime this week or whatever. I'll have something on soil testing and all that sort of stuff, so you guys can go through there. Russell Crossland, do you have a recipe for soil mixture to plant blueberries, raspberries, blackberries? Well, you're talking about different soils there because blueberries need acidic soil, raspberries and blackberries don't. So you've got something different. Your soil is going to be the same. You're just going to use some sort of soil acidifier. Now you can use the chemical soil acidifiers. I like Job's. It's one I use. If you're one that doesn't want to use anything chemical, you can use green pine needles. The dried up pine needles are no longer acidic. The green ones are the ones you'd need to have to acidify the soil there. Some people have said you can use coffee grounds to acidify it. You just need a ton of coffee grounds. I've heard of people talk about vinegar. You do need a lot of vinegar, and obviously you have to dilute it. You can't just pour straight vinegar in the soil. But again, this is going to go into what I just said. Is I'll do a video sometime this week about testing the pH of your soil because blueberries do need that acidic soil. Okay, scrolling on down. And then Montana Grizz fan just said the same thing. You need to do a pH study and see how acidic it is. Bingo. Okay. Wilderness woman. Hubby says if you buy a grid tie battery backup or off-grid system, we'll come install it for you for free and visit while we're there. Okay, I don't even know what a grid tie battery backup is. So, yeah. I know I talked to one of the other subscribers up here. I've got to figure out how to do all this and where it's going to go before, because again, you talk to one of these companies and the salesperson are like, oh yeah, we can do anything, and the next thing you know, it's like, we just want your firstborn and, 3 ounces of blood. But, I got to figure it out. I've talked, like I said, I've talked to one person. I don't know enough about this, so I'm like the most dangerous consumer in the world as I'm listening to people and they tell me something. It's like, oh, you need lithium batteries, you need lead acid batteries, yada yada yada. I saw a question that's coming up here. This is going to be interesting. I saw it on the phone. Somebody asked about the Generac, and I'm going to get to that one. Damn it. Bruce, I saw the question. I was just about to read it. I know what it says, and it scrolled on me, so I'm going to get here if I can find it again, so I can keep track of where I was. I see Bigfoot's in the house. Okay. Rumor has it where my hat is where I store my extra beard. Yeah, that's it. Like, I need an extra beard. Okay, I got to find back to Bruce what he was talking about here. Come on. Okay, there it is. Bruce here. How's the mask mandate in Tennessee? Actually, Bill Lee, who's our governor, said yesterday Tennessee is open for business, no mask mandates, business is 100% full capacity. And as he said to all the colleges, we're open for spring break. Come on down here. So that'll tell you what Tennessee says. There ain't not. We're like Texas. There's nothing. Okay, I don't wear a damn thing anyway. But we've still got our fair share of liberals in this state who are going to want you to wear a mask to do anything, and people just walk out of the business. All right. Somebody said something about buffering. It's fine on my end, so because I'm watching here and watching there, so I'm not seeing that. Sunshine says your son was deployed to Memphis last week. I'm on the other side of Tennessee. Memphis is about 9 hours away from me. So, Tristan Barrett growing veggies in 5-gallon buckets. Yeah, you can grow a lot of stuff in 5-gallon buckets. I mean, I grow some of my tomato plants in my determinate tomato plants, I grow in buckets on the back porch. My indeterminates go in the garden, but because I don't want them to cross pollinate. But yeah, I mean, I grew my celebrity tomatoes in the garden or in 5-gallon buckets last year, just on the back deck. They did wonderful. They got up to about 4.5, 5 feet high, and I had tomatoes coming out my ears on them. Let's see. Jason Norton, any updates on the gas stations closing in Michigan? Just what I told you guys the other day. That was the last I heard. Somebody else said Texas had some. There was an article that they sent me on that, and somebody else had emailed me and said Florida was having some issues. So I knew of Arizona, Michigan, Texas, and Florida. I read articles on the Arizona and Texas stuff. The Michigan and Florida I'm taking from what you guys told me. So, again, because we know the media is not going to come out and say that. I mean, God knows anything negative. There's a story out in the news this morning that I guess the viewership on news channels as a whole, okay, whether it's CNN, MSNBC, Fox, Newsmax or whatever, is down something like 20 to 30% since the election. And the question came up as to why. It's like, well, nobody has Trump to pick on anymore. So there's nothing to talk about. So people aren't watching the news. And I think it has a lot more to fact to do that the American public is pretty much sick of listening to the news because it ain't news anymore. It's the 24/7 opinion hour, Let's see. Yes, talking about mint taking over. Yes, I know that. Don't let it get in your lawn. You'll have mint in your lawn forever. Lake Ferry says, we're so excited to start planting inside the week of March 20th, inside to plant outside Mother's Day weekend. Learning a bunch, we got already a lot more to learn. Yeah, well, as far north as you are, you're a little bit behind. By Mother's Day weekend, that's when I'm out fishing because that's spawning season. So that's when I want to be hitting the bass. So, and no, not the females. I just want the males. Teresa, McDonald's and Dollar Store and others are paying their employees to get the V. Yeah, I've seen some of that. I mean, some of this is crazy. It's like, oh, we'll give you an extra $20. Really? I'm sorry. You give me an extra 20 grand, I'm not getting the thing. So I just laugh at all these people and say, oh, it's the greatest thing in the world. How many stories have we already heard of people who've got both shots and still got COVID afterwards? Okay, if you want to do it, do it. That's fine. That's your choice. Okay. My choice is I'm not going to do it. And again, I'll use the same answer I use every time. My body, my choice. You love that sentence so bad, I'm using it. So, Mama S. Yeah, Mrs. Pinball feels fine. She's just laying on the couch doing her thing right now. She just kind of leaves me be as I'm yammering with you guys. Rooster. We had our mailbox infested with ants. Put a nice handful in the back of the mailbox, 100 days in bed. Okay. Bruce here, the hummingbirds in Tennessee yet? No, and we've got hummingbird feeders out here. We usually have a couple, what do we have, five or six that would bebop around. We've got this one female hummingbird. She always comes back. She protects one of these feeders. She will not let any of the other hummingbirds near it. They all have to go to the other one. It's kind of funny. And she's loud. You know, she'll just chirp at him like crazy. Let's see, but no, we haven't got him yet. Gina, you finally got your first egg today. Woohoo! So, yeah, somebody was asking me in the videos today about quail and chicken and everything. Now, guys, mind you, this. I mean, what I know about chicken is how to fry it. Okay, but I had watched a video. If you guys know the channel Full Spectrum Survival, and he was talking about quail the other day versus chickens. Okay, I figure I'm gonna watch this. I'm trying to learn just like you guys are, and maybe one of these days I get foul. And he's like, "Yeah, we're chicken. You gotta raise it for 6 months before you get eggs. Quail, you have to raise for 6 weeks before you get eggs." I'm like, okay, quail eggs are smaller, but it's like, okay, if I got eggs, you know, 4.5 months sooner, not a bad deal. So, but yeah, if you haven't checked out his channel, a bunch of you guys probably know what it is. But congratulations on your first egg. Uh, Sweet savory words. Think about all the food that comes in plastic containers. Heard shortages hitting stores within weeks. Exactly. That's what I was saying about the tip of the nose stuff. They don't think about this. It's like, your loaf of bread, plastic bag. Your bag of cherries, plastic bag. You want to get a couple of tomatoes, plastic bag. Whatever it's going to be. What are they going to do, okay, if we don't have any of these plastics to do it? And nobody ever thinks about the consequences of their action. Oh, we need to stop drilling for oil. We need to stop fracking. We need to shut down the Keystone Pipeline. We need to stop building the wall. Okay? Well, you know what? Oil prices go up and illegals start coming this way. Gee, never thought that would happen, did you? Nobody said you had to be intelligent. There's a big difference between book intelligence and street smarts. Okay, and we know everybody in Washington's got a lot of book intelligence because we know for sure none of them's got any street smarts. When it's a scale like this, we want people here. We get this. America First. The hay guy called today, and hay prices took another jump, 30%. Of course. Because what are they trying to do? They want to, if you will, starve out the farmers and ranchers. If you can't afford to feed your animals, you have to sell your animals. Gee, that's what they want. We're all supposed to be eating bugs and printed meat, remember? So how do we get it? If you can't afford to feed your cows, you get rid of your cows. Now you don't have any more. Now we don't have a beef problem in their mind. Okay. Linda S., how are my sweet potato starts? Haven't got slips on them yet. So we're still only, about 5.5 weeks or so. So it's usually about 8 weeks till I get them. I keep looking. I'll have them eventually, but not yet. So, but they don't go in the ground for a couple of months yet. Okay, did something happen? Because I'm seeing Teresa posted 1,524 dead so far, 31,000 injured. Okay, I'm hoping I don't know what that's about. I mean, that doesn't sound good, obviously. Gina, we took pictures like it was our firstborn. There you go. Pam Fury. Blueberries also need companion blueberry bushes to grow and produce. Yeah, because one's got to pollinate the other. So we're having a field day. I'd love to grow cherries, and everybody tells me that cherry trees don't grow well in Tennessee. And I can grow the sour cherries like you use for baking, but I can't grow supposedly can't grow like Bing cherries, the red black cherries that you want to eat or whatever, because supposedly they don't grow here. And I always love when people tell me something can't be done, because it's like everybody telling me you couldn't grow a garden in Vegas, and I was like, right here. Okay. Tell me it can't be done. I'll figure out a way to do it. I can't find the damn trees. So, so that's my problem. Okay, there it is. Purring Lady. It scrolled on me, but I remember the question. Did I buy a Generac? So I had the guy out. Okay. And this was a week ago yesterday. And so he looked at everything and talked to me, and we discussed different things. He's like, okay, let me get back to you. I take it back. He was supposed to be here on Friday. It came on Saturday, so it was a week ago today. And he said, let me get back to you on Monday. I'll send you over a quote, everything of the sort, on different things what you can do. Your basic, your mid-range, your full-blown deal. Never heard from me. The one thing he did, or never heard from him. He never emailed me the quotes or anything like that. The one thing he did tell me is that Generac's on a back order of roughly 6 months. So if anybody's thinking about it, it ain't happening until the fall. Just to let you guys know that. But I got a kick out of the fact he drove all the way out here to meet me, sits with me for 45 minutes, explaining all the stuff, and then doesn't bother to email me the price quote. I guess you don't want the business that much, I'll call another electric company and have them come do it. Hey, it's what, $5,000 to $10,000, business. Who knows? So we'll see. Okay. Sweet savory words. News is now or should be called propaganda. Exactly. It's like I said before, Pravda. Charlotte Justason, did I ever get the package I sent you? I haven't been to the post office all week. So the last time that I went to get the post office was that unboxing. I haven't been to the post office probably in about 10 days. Like I told you guys, it's all the way on the other side of town. So the only time I get over there is when I have to go to the dump, because the dump's also over by the post office, and where I can take my trash. I am planning on going Monday, so if there's anything there, I will definitely let you guys know, what's in the mail. So, but yeah, I mean, if you haven't seen it, I haven't picked it up yet. Teresa says they're still trying to get Trump his two top military aides, Esper being one, won a 9/11 style commission report on the Capitol siege. Yeah, I heard something this evening. It's like, the FBI's up in Congress, and they said, oh, how many guns did you seize? None. Okay, then how is this some armed insurrection if there were no guns there? I don't know. It's just a freaking witch hunt. It was ever since the day he came down the escalator. We know that. And then when he lost, then when he beat Hillary, the Democrats were butthurt for 4 years because, they couldn't keep going. They didn't get the first woman in or whatever, the witch that was Hillary. Can you just think about it, guys? Could you imagine where the world would be right now if she would have actually beat Trump 4 years ago? We're scared about what Biden's done in the first month and a half. Can you imagine what Biden, doesn't, there's cuckoo birds flying around in his head. Hillary is, Satan reincarnate. Can you imagine if she was in the White House for 4 years? We'd be, World War III would be going on right now with North Korea and China. You can pretty much bet that. She'd be sitting there back cackling somewhere, with her little pointed hat on, stirring a cauldron. Wilderness Woman, I've had a killing freeze here on Father's Day. I remember 1 year snow in June when I was up in Michigan. Yep. Then again, I remember getting snow one time when I was in Vegas. Never thought that would happen. Lisa Preps, does anyone think Biden's speech the other night was recorded? I couldn't give you an answer to that because I wouldn't waste a second of my life listening to him talk. Okay. I know he doesn't understand any of the words coming out of his mouth. It was written by somebody else. 99% of it isn't true anyway. The only thing I heard today is he's running around patting himself on the back, because they got the $1.9 trillion stimulus. And I'm thinking to myself, gee, Joe, what did you do? Nothing. Okay. Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't you promise everybody $2,000? So the one thing that you promised, you didn't get. So don't pat yourself on the back that you did a great job because you didn't do squat. Yeah, you guys get me on politics. You can get me a little fired up tonight. Frugal Family Farmhouse. Try to say that 3 times fast. I can't even say it 3 times. Any other states having baking shortages? Bulk stores are empty shelves. Flour, yeast, and sugar are gone in northern Pennsylvania. Okay. We were at the grocery the other day. I picked up some more flour. because of everything I've heard about wheat and everything. So yeah, I haven't. I've got tons of yeast, so I didn't even look at that. And the last time I bought sugar was probably a week or so ago, and that was okay. So could it be, if you're saying northern PA, I'm thinking northern PA's Amish country. Could it be the Amish bakeries and stuff like that starting to ramp up for spring season? I mean, I'm just speculating here, but I haven't heard that from anybody else. Uh, Matt Shad, greetings from the right coast. I'm still waiting for you to say greetings from Lake Erie. So when that one comes, I'm going to be thrilled. But I'm glad everything went well up in Cleveland. Find yourself a place and get your butt up there and get to work. I'm happy everything's working out for you, brother. What do we got? Sweet savory words. Do I remember gas lines in the 70s? Please tell the young ones here. I tell everybody the story that I mean, I wasn't old enough to drive. I didn't get my driver's license till 1982. Okay. But I remember I was old enough to have parents, obviously. And I remember in living in Chicago, suburbs of Chicago at the time, we had the gas lines, and Illinois also had the odd even. And if you know what that is, that means, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, if the last number on your license plate was odd, you could get gas, and Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, if the last number was even, you can get gas. Back in the days, everything was closed on Sunday. People went to church. Uh, Gas stations had hours. It wasn't 24/7. But I remember my folks had license plates. One was odd and one was even. So they'd be switching the license plate back and forth all the time, which car needs gas? So this one. Okay, put the plate on. What day is it? Yada, yada, yada. But yeah, there were times sitting in line for an hour waiting for gas. I mean, granted, gas was $1 a gallon, but that was, a couple of years after gas was a quarter a gallon. So yeah, we may get there again. I mean, imagine waiting in line to pay for your $8 a gallon gas. Think I'm kidding? Look at Europe. Look at Australia. Look at Canada. $6 up there, $7, $8 in Europe. Somebody was telling me it's like $8 in Australia or whatever for a gallon of gas. Okay, we're bitching about under $3. You know, Any of you guys remember what we were paying for gas, at the beginning of the Obama years? Okay, that was almost $5 a gallon when I was living in corn country, Indiana. Okay, I remember visiting a buddy of mine out in Utah when like I said, I was still living in Indiana before I moved up to Utah. Well, no, before I moved to New England, and then I moved up to Utah. Keep track of where the hell I lived. But I remember went out to visit him, and we went to the gas station, put one credit card in, filled it up for $75. The pump shuts off. You had to put another credit card in, top off the rest of the tank. Because that's what gas was costing. It was $125 later to fill the truck with gas. So, Teresa, grocery shopping today. Meat is rising faster now in price. We went yesterday. Fortunately, our freezers are stocked to the gills, so we didn't have to buy anything. It was just picking up simple things. I mean, we bought some milk and some cheese and stuff like that, things that we don't have here. But I looked at meat, and I did see that meat had gone up. I mean, I'll always look and see if something's on sale cheap. If it's on cheap, I'll buy it and can it. I'll figure out something to do with it, but I didn't see anything that was at a good price, so I'll agree with you there. There you go, Gibson girl. A nursing home a town away vaxxed all the patients and just got a third wave. Ain't that amazing? Thought this was supposed to stop everything. Livestock registry, they're now calling for. Yeah, I did that video the other day. New Hampshire's got that up on the floor. Hay, wilderness woman, hay is up, corn is up, chicken mash is up. Yeah, the commodities prices on the CBOE are up roughly 50-60% since last summer already. So yeah, that'll tell you what's going on. Montana Grizz fans, shutting down the Keystone Pipeline was moronic. It made things worse, starting with psychological implications and no oil. Let alone all the jobs, the pissing off, the Canadians and them losing the jobs. It's like, anything Biden touches is turning to shit. Okay, but then again, we all knew that, and for some reason, he still got selected. No, I didn't stutter. Uh, let's see. Holy crap! Nope. I thought I got to the bottom. No, I didn't. Okay, it shot on me, and I was there. Uh, let's see. Tennessee Tactical One. I've prepped so hard this year. I'm fatigued. I live this every day. Yeah, it's been a tough one. And I mean, imagine too all the people that just started prepping last year when it's like, oh my God, COVID hit, and it was like, holy crap, we got to start putting stuff away. Imagine all the people that started in March. They might have got a good head start. Imagine the people that said, yeah, you know what, I'll wait, and then October hits, and we'll get the second wave. It's like, crap, now you got to do it. Imagine trying to prep now with everything that you have, that you've put away over the years. I mean, I said it before the election. I said, if you want to buy weapons and ammo, you better do it now. Because if you go back and watch that video, everything I said has happened. Okay. And, it's like now you're looking at, 30% higher prices in, the machinery, and forget about buying ammo. I mean, ammo prices is quadrupled, if not quintupled, if you can find it. So imagine trying to start doing this now for those people. It's like, this will go away. It'll get better. Okay. Again, they didn't listen to us. They didn't listen to us. They didn't listen to us. And now it's like, can you help me? No, we told you what to do in the first place. Sorry, you didn't do it. I don't know what to tell you at this point. Wilderness Woman just showed hubby Biden's speech, said it was pre-recorded on a green screen, so he's still in the same room. That wouldn't surprise me. It probably took him 3 weeks to do it too, because it's like, okay, Joe, the next word after that one is this. Okay, now let's splice it all together. I mean, the guy can't put a sentence together. It's like, Nancy, what should I do? Oh, after this, I'll be asking questions. What building is the Secretary of Defense in? Oh, who is the Secretary of Defense? I mean, come on. I mean, the guy's a piece of jello with 2 legs. Okay, he's got no. He's certainly not running a country. So that tells who's pulling the strings on the puppet right now. Purring Lady, will the U.S. remain oil independent with Biden? We're already not oil independent. As soon as Biden came in, we lost our oil dependency. We are now buying oil from the Mideast again. So we are no longer oil independent. Montana Grizz fan, we need classes on how to can not just meat, etc., but full meals such as pot roast or garlic chicken. Hint, hint, North Shore preparedness. Okay, good. I'm glad you were saying hint, hint to somebody else, because it ain't me, because that's stuff I want to learn, okay? I want to learn how to do, I still think that's the better way to go. I know a lot of people say just can the meat and then you can use it for a whole bunch of things. I'd rather can, I don't know, chicken a la king and go, okay, here's the whole thing, dump it in a pot, and poof, I've got a one pot meal. But yeah, if there's somebody, I mean, like I said, I watch Wanda at Deep South Homestead, and I watch Lisa over at Sutton's Days to learn anything about canning. But if anybody else has got some good ideas for where I can learn to do some of this stuff, please email me, because I'd love to learn how to do some of this. I mean, I know how to use the thing, everything like that, but every recipe is different, and what to do. So, I'd rather do tried and true than practice and screw up and botulism later. That was for you, Lake Fairy and Bigfoot. Botulism. Okay, 2 minutes. We are at the end. Let me see what we got. God, time flies when we're having fun here. Alaska. Hey, Rudy, I didn't even see you in here. I just put up a video canning beef stew. Cool. I'm going to have to go look at that. I guess I know what I'm doing. Sutton's Days is great for canning vids. That's what I said, watching Lisa. And I think, unless it scrolled on me, I got to the end today for a change. Holy crap, I actually made it. Okay. So I will give you this. Mrs. P and I were talking about what will be on next week's menu. Depending on the weather, we are either looking at, because I know some of you have asked for a dessert, so we're either going to make a Russian poppy seed roll, or if we don't get to that, if it's crappy weather and we're stuck in the house, we're gonna do pelmeni. All right, so one of the two there is what our attempt is for next weekend. So do pizza. Yeah, Russian pizza. Hey, she makes Russian burritos. Those are actually pretty good. So, all right, guys, 'tis 10 o'clock. I will let you roll on. North Shore usually comes on a little afterwards. I'm not sure if he does. I'm sorry that I didn't ask him. I tried to go as quick as we could. But, guys, have a great Saturday evening. Enjoy some nice weather. Chill out. Tomorrow's Sunday. Relax. Don't stress over all of this, guys. All right. Have a good one. We'll see y'all in the morning. Pinball out.